Hello everybody and welcome to another Transformers knockoff review. Thanks to the team over at Toys. Today we're taking a look at the Aoyi Mech, aka Black Mamba, oversized version of Siege Optimus Prime. To give you an idea of how this guy scales. That's him there with the Studio Series Bumblebee movie Optimus Prime. And then we get the slightly oversized Siege Optimus Prime from BPF, the people that have also done Overlord. He is slightly smaller. It's slightly upscaled still, but still smaller than obviously this Aoyi Mech. I believe the BPF may be the Wei Zhang ones, or a derivative of Wei Zhang, but please don't quote me on that. I could be completely wrong. And here he is alongside the other Black Mamba oversized figures. See, that, in my opinion, is a pretty decent scale. I mean, if you've owned any of the Wei Zhang oversized Combiner War figures, this is very comparative. It's very much in scale with those. And I know they're not in scale at all, but that is the BPF Overlord. That's their version of Megatron. Again, that's done by, I think, Wei Zhang. And then we've got the oversized Terracons that we've got at the moment. I mean, I think all of those actually scale remarkably well. And just because I know people will ask, and chances are people will want me to review them, that's the Prime and the Megatron in scale. Now there is a Megatron being done in this upscaled size. It was due to be released in December, but I imagine because of the whole virus outbreak that's been delayed. But it is on my want list, and Toys are aware that it's in production, so as soon as it becomes available they will add it to the site. Now, some of you eagle-eyed viewers may have already noticed there are some differences with this oversized Prime in comparison to this version, which is pretty much stock, just with added die cast. The noticeable differences are where we look at the side-on profile. If we take a look, they have cleaned up all of this arm section. It looks so much nicer being done the way that it's done. This piece here, if you look, they've now added a hinge so that it folds up into here, and all of the front light section is now stored up on the top of that backpack. So if you chose to, not that you have to, you can just pop the mushroom peg socket off of here, and that would remove all of this backpack section. He does come with his guitar axe. I know it's an axe, but I always like to pretend that Prime is playing a guitar of sorts. But he does not come with a gun. At least mine didn't come with a gun. I think it's something they didn't include with this big release. The smaller version does come with a gun, but yeah, this big guy I don't think does. But as far as oversized figures go, he's pretty nice. They've got really nice crisp paint applications. We have a mixture of die cast and plastic. Everything holds together as it should. Everything tidies up nicely. And it's a big figure. I mean, this is pretty much identical in size to MP10. The only real issue I have with it is the head sculpt. I would really have liked a more kind of MP10 inspired head sculpt. I may even be able to swap that out because these are so similar in size. It may even allow me to swap that out for an MP10 head. I may have a spare somewhere. But it's even like the colors of the trim, etc. Everything's kind of just been tidied up that little bit cleaner, and I think the overall look and feel is sublime. Getting up close and personal, let's take a closer look at all of that detailing. Really nice looking figure. Look, really nice ratchets on those arms, bicep rotation, 90-degree bend on the elbow. Would have liked a double joint, but this is a dirt cheap figure, so we've got rotation on the waist. No abdominal crunch there, unfortunately. Just the rock backwards, but that is all part and parcel of the transformation. We have legs forward, legs backwards that far, out to the side. Lovely ratchets there. Rotation at the knee. Nice bend at the knee, really deep bend there. Feet can move up and down at the toe and the heel, and we do have that ankle tilt out to the side. Like I say, very sturdy figure. The head can look up that far, down that far. We can go left and we can go right, and we can kind of quizzically tilt slightly, but that's not what it's designed to do. But I mean, we can get pretty kind of dynamic poses if you get yourself a kind of flight stand or something. I think Prime could do some really nice looking poses. Not as gorgeous as Prime looks. He does, of course, transform. So let's just turn him around. Let's just move this panel up and this panel up, open up these legs, and we have this panel here which tucks in. That's just going to flip upwards and over. Again on this side, just flip this panel out like so. Allows this to come up. That's going to flip up and over. These are going to rotate round, and this is going to rotate round. So they are now on the outside of the legs. The feet and heel spurs are going to come in, and they're just going to push and close in. And if we look, we have these tires here. That's going to rotate over and rotate over like that. And then this, in theory, should just push and tab in nicely. That's the rear of those wheels done. This section here is going to come up. We've got a tab here and a tab here. Those just fold out, lifting this piece up. We have this panel underneath. This is going to come down. And if you look, this is on a rotation. This is going to rotate all the way around, like so. These come out and come out. And we have the front bumper section as well. As you can see, those are going to push. Those are going to push. And that tabs in to form the front of the bumper. Use that abdominal crunch, bringing this hinge upwards like this, and then bring these wheels down into that void. That's going to rock in, and you can see we've got this little tab on here. Those are going to tab. That's going to form the front of the truck. And the arms actually go away really nicely now. I do like this new kind of method with the roof canopy out of the way. This just slides in. The arm's going to come in. As long as this is all nice and straight, these will slide in here nicely. This will come up and over, forming the top. And there's a tab here that's going to push into that void, and that really does tidy that section up nicely. That goes in there much better than what it used to. We can bring in these panels. As you can see, we've got tab on both sides. Again, on this side, it's going to come in, and that's going to push into the leg and into the torso, holding everything into position. Open up these chest windows. No matrix of leadership or anything in there anymore. Just to slide these round. This panel piece is going to come down, push and fill that void, and then with a little lunge on and a lot of luck, just with these wheels tilted slightly, now allows all of this chest panel to come in, rock those back and bring those back in, and that holds together remarkably well. That is one big solid lump, and being the same sort of connections that we've got with all the other figures, nothing really on the back there for that to tab into. We can kind of plug the weapons in on the side, or on the side up here, or even on the roof panel as well. But that is Prime in his Cybertronian truck form. Again, bringing in MP10 for a comparison. Good old reliable MP10. Everybody knows how big he is. There we go. That's a pretty decent scale, isn't it? I actually like how that looks. Love the colours on it. Transformation is much, much easier. Very fluid now in comparison. Yes, we still have kind of like the outlines of the legs with the vents, etc. But as far as Siege Primes go, I think that does exactly what it needs to. And it does look really nice with some of the other oversized figures. For example, we could have him being attacked by those oversized Terracons, or he could be cruising with some of his Cybertronian Lamborghinis. Red Alert does look nice in a kind of Cybertronian style, doesn't he? And for those of you curious, it doesn't connect, but yes, it does scale quite nicely with the Prime as well. So it'll be interesting to see if we get the oversized Earth Risers version kind of done as well, or even just the trailer to scale with this guy. But really loving what they've done. As a preference, I would have liked maybe a different head. I will see if I can do that myself, or see if somebody's done one on Shapeways or something like that we can print out. But personally, I like how it looks. I would have liked a gun to come with it, but the transformation is really nice and fluid. Very, very nice, and already holds together nicely. Overall, a very good figure and a pretty decent bargain at that. Thanks again to Toys for making this video possible. I've included a link in the description below where this can be ordered if they don't have it in stock. Add it to your want list and they will try their very best to get them in and update you as and when the stock becomes available. Until next time, for myself and the oversized Siege Optimus Prime, goodbye.